Hey guys, just wanted to go over my American Cream Ale recipe that I crafted this week. I'm going to give it a try and see if it works out. I made a cream ale recently. It was more of a German origin, and I wanted to go with more of an American style this time, just to see if I notice the differences. The German one is very similar grain bill to this. It's really just the hops, the only thing that changed on it. I use Cluster, Tettnang, and Saaz. But let's go over what I have here. We have 5 pounds of two-row. I'm using domestic US two-row. 1 pound of flaked maize. I'm using the dry yeast this time, US-05. I had these ingredients shipped. I didn't want to use liquid yeast and have them shipped. It's July right now. It's 90 degrees out this week, so I didn't want to chance anything happening to my yeast. For the hop schedule, we have 0.3 ounces of cluster, which is going to be at 60 minutes, 0.15 ounces of Cascade at 20 minutes, and 0.15 ounces of Cascade at 5 minutes. I also have some Irish moss and some yeast nutrient here. This is a 2.5 gallon batch, not a 5 gallon, so that is why the grain bill and the hops seem a little low. But for what I do is normally a 2.5 gallon keg, and I find that sufficient. I get kind of sick of my beers after a little bit. I don't want to have a full 5 gallons. But if this comes out, who knows, maybe I'll make 5 gallons next time. So I'll get to the mash in just a bit after I crush the grains. Just wanted to show the crush that we have going here. I like a fine crush. I like to get a good efficiency going. I also forgot to mention that there is, I think it's 5.7 ounces of carapils in here as well. I want to get a little head retention going on the beer as well. Okay, here is the mash. Just started the timer. I'm going to mash this at 150 degrees for 60 minutes. I feel that should be sufficient for this style beer. Sometimes I've gone up to 152 on this, but right now we're teetering around 148, 150, so we'll see how that works out for us. Okay, it's been an hour, and we're now in the Vorlauf. Well, we did the Vorlauf. We're now in the sparge. This is the setup I use right now. I used to do batch sparging. I wasn't happy with the conversion, so I created this interesting little setup here for fly sparging. This here I actually use for my 1 gallon all grain batches. I have one of those mesh toilet screens in the inside behind the ball valve, and it works out perfectly. As most other people do the same idea here. They have a colander to distribute the water so it doesn't create a hole inside the mash, and then running down into the kettle at a somewhat slow pace. So this will take about 40 minutes or so to go through the entire. There's about total of 5 gallons of water was used total here, roughly, maybe a little less. So I'll get back to you when we start to boil. Okay, we just surpassed the hot break. Now we're going to throw in our bittering hops, which again are the cluster. It's 0.3 ounces of cluster. Okay, we're at the 20-minute mark, and I'm going to throw in Cascade. That is 0.15 ounces of Cascade. I'll spare the rest of the brewing process. It's nothing too exciting. Everybody's seen it before. The Irish moss and the yeast nutrient will go in at 15 minutes along with the wort chiller, and then in 5 minutes I'm going to put in an extra 0.15 ounces of the Cascade hops. I'm also going to decide I'm going to dry hop with 0.20 ounces of Cascade hops as well for probably 10 days. And so that is it. That is the brew. It's pretty basic, but I think it's going to come out pretty good. Thanks Just wanted to do a reveal of what the beer actually looks like. It's a little bit cloudy. It's been I had it at 30 psi for just 3 days now, just to see what it would taste like. But I'm going to age it for 2 weeks. Right now it's definitely green. It needs some aging, but it tastes pretty good. It's pretty clean. I would recommend this beer for anyone who wants to do something different, maybe something a little bit lighter for the summertime, overall, I think it's a good choice to use if you just want something different, something lighter, something for the Miller Bud Coors crowd. So that is all. Thanks again for watching.